Alright, let's head in there. Oh, wait, there's a question mark. Let's take a look at that. You can see the whole survey from here. Okay. Let's head inside. Hopefully it's not too trapped. Oh, is that a shard of jaw? Yes, very good. I do need more of those. I've been kind of running out. Okay, one thing I'm wondering, given that hags are usually fey, would druidcraft be helpful here? Maybe. Let's have druidcraft for now. This is an awfully ominous hallway, and it seems bright enough here. Oh, okay. Some glowing gemstones. That should help. You know what? Before I head in there where it's bright, I just want the light here just in case I'm missing something without light. Okay, nothing else here. Let's activate druidcraft again. Oh, what do we have here? Another shard, maybe? Yes, excellent stuff. Rat. It's a surprisingly friendly rat. And it's the yellow rat. How many rats do we have now? Let me quickly check. How many rats? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 rats. Is that all of them? I think we just had to look for 5 rats. We should talk to the crocodile man again. I forgot his name. Oh dear. A dead fighter, clearly drowned. Only bits are sticking up. Got anything good on you? Potion of supreme healing. That I would classify as something good. Hopefully we don't meet the same fate as the fighter though. Ah, this is next to the trapped corridor. How are you doing? A tiny primal spirit. Can I? Dream patch? Thank you. Is that all I can do with you? Now you aren't interactable again. Okay, that's fine. A skull. Looks goblin-ish. You kneel down to examine the skeletal remains. Goblin. Old. Very old. Pre-integration, perhaps. What do you make of this, Snell? He crouches beside you, studying the bones. A goblin. Real old, though. Before my time. Before my parents' time, even. Wonder what he was doing down here. Or she. Oh, we could speak with dead here. Rest well for now. I didn't know that skeletons could be, you know, spoken with. Is that second level? Where's the third level restoration? Do we have dream patches, right? Yes. Let's consume a dream patch. There we go. Now let's talk to the skull. Yep. Goblin, very old. Speak with dead. You finish casting the spell and the skull begins to rattle. The jaw twitches, opens, closes. A dry, rasping breath that isn't breath. It is ready. The voice is thin, fragile, like wind through dead leaves. Glance at Snell. He shrugs. Don't look at me, that's the old tongue. Can you speak Diminorian? A pause, the skull tilts slightly. Twigim to Teanga Look, you can read it, I don't know how to pronounce it. I speak the tongue of the slayer. The word drips with old bitterness. What were you doing down here? Escaping. The city above, the temples, the destruction. He spits the last word, or tries to, no spit left. They take our names, our tongue, our gods. I refuse to go to their schools. I will flee into the undercoast path. That's 2. 3 more questions. What do you know the way to the undercoast path? Yes, I knew the way. Past the Hall of Fire, the trapped corridor. There's a hidden door in the wall beyond. Press the third stone from the floor on the left side. It opens to the deep path, the undercoast path, a network of tunnels beneath the coast, largely unmapped. 3 asked, 2 more. How did you die? The skull is silent for a moment. What? I am not dead. I am resting before the final stretch. He doesn't know. One question remaining. What is your name? Oh, wait. The way this looks, is this like Gaelic or something? In your tongue, Shadow's son. A name from before the integration, when goblins still had their own names. The skull's jaw stiffens, the false life fades. Snell stands beside you with a dark expression. Yeah, that's about what I imagined. Hey, does it bother you? Maybe. Hard not to. But it's not important right now. What's important is that the undercoast is that undercoast path he mentioned. Let's go check it out. Okay. That's a cool house. It has interactable hands. Give me a second before we do that. Can we open this? Now the door is open. Okay, I was wondering how to open that. Let me quickly check if there's anything in this hallway. Given how dark it is. Doesn't seem to be. Let's reactivate Druid Craft. And let's take a look at the sign here. Lisa's freelance haggery and divinations. Okay. Shadowy foul arms. Okay. Yeah. That's a pair of giant, ominously dark chicken legs. They are not giant-sized. They are large-sized, possibly huge. Claws dressed in shadows. You find yourself standing between the legs of this strange wooden hut. They move, the long razor-sharp claws tapping the stone. Their surface nothing but darkness of some foul spell. Foul spell. They do not appear to react to your presence too much. However, this magical artifact is surely aware. Nudge Snell, you think we should do anything? We should do something with this? The goblin looks at you, then to the esoteric shadow. No. I would prefer not to be pierced by that thing. Doesn't have to be violent, but somehow, in some indescribable way, I have a feeling it will. Okay. You can't talk, I assume? No reply. Anything I can do for you? Doesn't seem so. Hey there, Claw. Doesn't respond. I have a good amount of health. You give the right leg a few pats, and it doesn't seem to react in any meaningful way. Okay, that's fine. That's a very low door. That's one tiny door, yes. Let's enter, though, and see what we can do with the hag. There we are. Okay, anything else lying around? There's a cat, that's cute. I don't have speak with animals prepared. Should I go? I don't know how to leave and or return here. Well, return, yes, but leave? I'm not sure. We're gonna have to, talk first, and then maybe I'll come back when I have speak with animals ready. Let's take a look at you. Lisa, youngish hag. Wisdom behold. Beautiful, natural 20. Fae, level 6 hagling, true neutral. Birth through the evil means of esoteric reproduction. This is a hag. A hagling, in fact. Not quite so horrible and foul as a true hag, but that is not always a betterment. If anything, they might even end up in more positions of power due to their nature not being so completely evil. This one has lived a wild life. You can see it in her eyes, the years spent in service, the dream of a greater life, the bodies left in her wake. This hagling has nothing but desperate love for life and freedom at this point. Let her have it. She is afraid, deathly afraid, scared her new life is being ruined by circumstance. She hides it well, but you know it. She would destroy you if she had to protect her freelancing career. 14 strength, 16 dex, 12 constitution, 13 intelligence, 18 wisdom, and 15 charisma. I will not trifle with her. I mean, just looking at the menu isn't really much of a problem. I mean, it doesn't say I can't take the wooden spoon without, without pickpocketing, but I'm just gonna talk to her first. The scent of something acidic hits you. Then the girl tosses cuts of red fruit into the cauldron. You have not seen those fruits before. They must be some type of undercoast delicacy, which is a failure, by the way. Massive and juicy.
Hey, reach me the thistle, will you?
She points towards a bowl on your left, up on the shelf. It has purple flowers in it. There's another bowl next to it, full of what looks like bat wings. What a stereotype. I'll hand her the bowl.
Thanks. I'm Lisa, by the way,
she says while dumping the flowers into the stew.
Freelance hag and service diviner. I'd normally ask if you'd wish for a glimpse into the unknown future and fortune of thyself.
I wouldn't be against a quick divining or two. I have some questions for you about the tea shop. You're in deep trouble, hag. I have some questions for you about the tea shop.
Yeah, figured. You're the one who stumbled into my very much secret little hiding hole here.
The goblin leans in, hissing out, "It's a hag, cleric. Careful."
Just let me finish up the brew. Been working on this for hours.
The hag keeps stirring her giant wooden spoon in the cauldron scoop.
Though, I've got to ask, how'd you get down here anyhow?
You're a hag, aren't you supposed to know stuff like that? Like this? Rigsbiter gave me the password. That's none of your business, or that's secret. Hold up a finger to the front of your helm. I'll go with that.
How mysterious.
She scoffs and nods her head towards the goblin.
Your friend here, halfways?
Yep. Bet you can guess why we're here.
I can indeed.
She lets out a cackling laugh. She turns back to you.
But you're some type of cleric, right?
No, I'm not a cleric. That's incorrect. Oh yes, I'm the cleric. Remember it? Nod. Can you answer some questions while you cook? I'll ask that.
I'm brewing, not cooking. But yes, of course. Go ahead.
The tea shop. What do you know? She stops stirring. Taking a deep breath, she then glares at you.
First of all, I am not responsible. I don't have the power to cast a spell of that caliber. Not even close.
As a hag and diviner, she could very well have access to high-tier spells. I think you do, Lisa. You could cast a fireball, couldn't you? She scoffs, giving you an incredulous look. Then she averts her gaze slowly enough for it to look comedic. She's withholding information.
I do not use fireball.
But you could.
I could, and I have in the past, but I purposefully do not carry fireball with me, since it's completely useless for my purposes, including self-defense.
Yeah, I suppose the equivalent of a grenade is not the best self-defense weapon. Fine, but you do realize how suspicious this is? She shrugs and gazes into the slits in your helmet.
I don't care. I didn't do anything.
Truth. She truly did not do anything. But what happened to her? Tell me about the necklace of fireballs. Her eyes go wide. The one used in the tea shop.
Holy shit,
she mouths and starts looking around.
Are you shitting me?
About what?
That's insane. The explosion, it...
You knew it was cased by an... you knew it was cased by an NOF, necklace of fireballs. She frowns. Oh, was that caused? Caused is probably the right word here. She frowns.
No, but it doesn't take a hack to figure out. Clearly. That type of magic can be unstable, sure, but if it exploded, someone must have detonated it on purpose. Something must have happened in there, something bad.
So you think someone intentionally exploded an NOF in the tea shop? She nods.
Yes, someone must have had a goal in mind.
She turns away and mumbles.
But where did you even find an NOF? Why was it even in Norwich? I'm sorry, I don't have any good answers.
We need to talk about the elf. She freezes. Her eyes are stuck on the cauldron. She does not lift her gaze. After a few seconds, she opens her mouth, whispering,
So she's...
I'm sorry, but yes. She doesn't say anything. Snell gives you a solemn look before mustering up the courage to say something in the silence. She didn't suffer. How did you know the elf?
Pinja knows everyone.
She quickly closes her mouth, a flood of emotions.
She knew everyone.
A twinge of pain in her heart.
She was a conduit between party lines. The Askells liked her. The Freestriders had deals with her. The city, she was part of the outreach, an Ilum ambassador, basically. So obviously she had word within the government as well.
What about you?
I knew her, like most. Met her at a gig. I was guarding the daughter of a magistrate, some blonde brat.
Is that maybe it's the guy we just talked to from the fascist movement?
Now, Pinja, she could talk to anyone, and she did. So I was no exception. She was a friend, a good friend. Just a good person in general. At least at first.
At first?
She became an information broker, essentially. Meaning she sold out friends left and right, including me. The Askel released an entire series of articles about hag recruitment and illicit esoteric crimes in reads. Some of it bullshit, some of it very, very true. That almost ruined my career, mainly because I was quoted in the articles directly. Anonymously, but that doesn't mean much when the Freestriders know everything happening behind the scenes. She bled me, like a hanging out to get dried, royally.
Seems like she did the right thing. That's shitty. You don't backstab friends like that. That must have been difficult. Oh, that's shitty, yeah.
Not if you want to keep your friends around. She made a lot of enemies that way, Pinja did.
Including you? The hack gives you a wicked eyeing.
Yes. I was going to chew her out in that tea shop at that meeting, which is why I accepted the gig to begin with, but...
She goes quiet.
I was hoping she got away.
I say she deserved to blow up. If you hadn't been late, things could have been different. What's done is done. I really don't believe a word you're telling me. I mean, Wisdom has been telling us she's been truthful a lot here, so and those were successes, so I'm inclined to believe her. If you hadn't been late, things could have been different. She frowns.
Don't you think I know that?
Lisa glances at a pouch on the table.
I read the bones the night before. It spoke of dread and doom for those around me. Another reason why I'm secluding myself for now.
Tell me about Mr. Drummer's little smuggling operation.
What do you think I know?
You're a diviner?
Right.
She lets out a short laugh.
Drummer is an idiot. He wanted extra cash and had a hidden room that the city and goblins didn't know about. That's what I'm assuming, at least,
she says and gives Snell a glance. No, you're right. That went out under our noses.
The Freestriders stored contraband with him. Some under-the-table stuff, nothing too serious. They would not trust him with anything too serious.
Like a necklace of fireballs?
Yeah, like that.
Why not?
Have you met the guy?
Mm-hmm. But he could have facilitated this situation with the tea shop?
Drummer did not blow up the tea shop. He might be dumb, but he's not the type to do something like that. Not on purpose, at least.
Then who did?
A great question. I've been trying to figure it out myself. But the strings only speak of doom and gloom around me, no matter how I search. No mention of illicit fireballing wizards running around, sadly.
Tell me what you know, Lisa. She nods.
It's not much, I promise.
A promise, which her soul does not keep. Okay. The goblin gives her a tired groan. Talk.
I do a lot of different jobs for the Freestriders. This one wasn't special. At noon, the Tolstad Tea Shop. I don't remember its name. Nobody uses the name. I was supposed to be there to barter for an artifact, with one of the city contacts.
The elf?
Yes, I was supposed to be there. But look, I know how suspicious this sounds, but you have to believe me.
Were you warned beforehand?
No, I wasn't.
Did you escape the blast?
Not exactly.
Did you plan it?
No.
Let me guess, you're fireproof?
What? No.
Why weren't you there?
I was late.
She grimaces. You're right, that is a bad excuse.
I had been working all morning on settling down Dancer so we could move. The idea was to head over to Ostrogard until the election was over. The Freestriders had some work for me there. But I overslept, and then I overestimated how long it would take to pack up. Dancer can be a bit grumpy when I'm reducing him. And then I forgot to check my watch, and I was running late. I was right at the crossing when I heard the fireball and felt the rumble. And it was a fireball, I'm certain. That sound, I could identify it from miles away.
The goblin grumbles. It happens, but that's damn convenient.
Yes, I know.
Why do you hide then? She stares at you in silence. The girl folds her arms and then averts her gaze.
I know what I am. Either someone was out to get me, the goods, or...
She clenches her jaw.
Or there'd be a chance I'd get blamed for it. Hags aren't exactly the most popular in these parts. Any parts, really. So, I went to Rick's. I've got a key to the Sphinx, so I slipped down the well, set up Dancer, and figured I'd just hang out here for a while, until it all blew over. Not the first time I've gone into hiding, mind you.
You do realize how...
Yes, it's suspicious as all hells. I'm a clear suspect, but I'm telling you, I didn't do it.
You can feel the age vanish from her as she pleads with you.
I was supposed to die, then and there. For some reason I didn't.
For some reason? You're supposed to be a hag, just divine up an answer. Have you looked into why? Tell me what you know. Have you looked into why?
Of course.
The hagling sighs dramatically over her brew.
The strings show nothing but visions of smoke and iron. And that tea shop. The one thing they do show me is that you will believe me.
I will?
Yes, because you know I don't have any gods-be-damned reason to blow up that tea shop. And whoever did is still out there. You can take it or leave it. Now that you've found me, I'm not going anywhere. I assure you, so...
Smoke and iron?
Smoke and iron. Tells me nothing. Clearly tells you nothing as well. Gods, what a mess you made, Pinya.
I guess I believe you?
Thank you, and...
The hagling lets out a groan, the type that makes her appear more like an annoyed teenager than an ancient, wise fae being.
Just ask whatever you must. I will tell you everything I know. But I did not blow up the tea shop.
Whisper to Snell, do you think we should take her to the stockade or something? I've got some other questions now, but you better stick around Tolstad for now, just in case. I will ask Snell, but I'm not gonna do it. He shrugs and whispers back, I don't know. Do you think you could even take a hag? I don't know. Do you think I could? Somehow I doubt it. But if you do try, I'm not going to help. Just so you know. A wise goblin. Fine. We'll get as much info as we can and leave. Sounds good. I've got some other questions now, but you better stick around Tolstad for now, just in case.
Yeah, I will.
She looks off to the side.
I will.
You believe her? So you're a hag, right?
Sure am.
But you don't look like a hag.
Is that a compliment I hear? Or are you implying something?
Sorry, I've just never met a hag before.
That's good. Be on your tippy toes. I'm dangerous, you know, and...
She mutters to herself.
I suppose there's a general obsession among mortals to value youth. Since death is so oppressively looming on the horizon...
Hold on, are you immortal?
Functionally, sure. MHR was a dirty business.
Her voice suddenly sounds much, much older.
But now I'm free. A freelancer, a free strider, she cackles. I'll live for a few centuries further, surely. The esoteric and wild and primal powers keeping hags together is not as well understood as liches or vampires or elves. Maybe I'll see 3 eras in my time, if I'm unlucky.
Where do hags even come from? She grins.
The grime and gruel, the moss and stone. We spawn out of the evil of man.
The hag then drops her grin and looks away.
No, it's actually worse.
She waves a hand.
We eat children.
I'm sorry?
You heard me.
So what? It's not just a horror story to scare kids?
Nope, all true. Hags reproduce by eating children of mortal folk, and through bloody rituals spawn a daughter. Believe me, the hag is one of the most horrific creatures to ever walk upon the earth.
You speak as if you're not one of them.
I'm getting to that. Their covens held great power in various dark corners of the coast. That is until most of them united under the great grandmother. They did so to fight against the Majorcrats. They lost, as did all who stood up to them during their height. MHR, that's Mass Hag Recruitment, was employed by many Majorcrats in the aftermath as a way to exploit the primal powers of the hags. The subjugated grandmothers would be fed children en masse, enchanted children.
Oh gods, what kind of enchantment?
No one knows. The various Majorcrats kept that a closely guarded secret, one that has not been revealed to me yet, at least. You see, these children would go through the usual ritual, but when they were reborn, they would only hold a fraction of power of a regular hag. They were called haglings. They were unstable, used as esoteric bombs in the war. Fodder for the meat grinder. Ugh. However, 1 in 20 would produce someone like me. A hag, but not. Someone who could be loyal, trained. You may call us half-hags or young hags. But since the classic hag is so rare these days, and we are the only ones who remain in public, most simply call us hags. Maybe young-ish hag? So you're not really a hag? That's a very interesting and horrifying story, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. So hags are evil?
Yes.
She gives you a bright smile.
I am practically an evil bitch of a hag. Naturally, too. Selfish, petty, vengeful. A creature of spite and contempt, corrupting all that is good.
You don't seem that bad.
I'm good at containing myself, yes?
What's the difference between a hag and a witch?
A witch is a woman whom insecure men do not wish to call a wizard.
Yeah, oh yes, typical men. I hate men, they're the worst. You sound a bit salty about that, personal issue. I'm a wizard and I say there should be a differentiation between men and women in professions like that. I guess I'll go with the first one.
Don't be so hard on them. They're trying their best with what little mental faculties they have.
Words stemming from a lived life. I have some other stuff I want to talk about.
I'm sure you do.